T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the rinks at Caniac for Game 2 of the CHSHL Finals between the Chaminade Flyers and the Iona Prep Gales. It has been a very good series thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Magnus Healy, joined alongside Roman Brunetti. And Roman, Chaminade leads 1-0 in the series so far. They came away with a 3-1 victory in Game 1. We have two teams on the ice who play a very balanced game of hockey. They are phenomenal on all facets of their game. Let's start with the Chaminade Flyers. They come into this series 20-2. They're phenomenal throughout league play. What has worked for them this season?
Yeah, they have 14 seniors that they're playing tonight, and they're really going to have to rely on that senior experience. It starts at the top, the offensive line with Mikey Johnson, Jack Petrone. Those guys have been tremendous for them, and the defense, Kevin Benino has been awesome, and in goal, Nate Pittman, 39 saves, shut down the Iona shooting attack on Tuesday. He was outstanding.
There is not enough words to describe how good Pittman has been in net. We spoke to head coach Keith Macias before the game, and he said he's been a brick wall. He is the cornerstone to this Flyers defense, and the reason they walked away with that victory in Game 1, also to the credit of 2 goals from senior Timmy Barons, and 1 to win it from the junior Chet Wakey. Let's look at the other side of the ice. We talk about the Iona Prep Gales, 19-4 coming into the season. They were the 1 seed, and it seems that these two teams face each other in this exact same situation every single year. Iona Prep victorious the past 3. What has worked for them?
Yeah, Iona's got a tremendous offense. They scored 129 goals during the regular season, led by their top 3 of Scott Alessi, Liam Collins, and Billy Haggerty. They've been tremendous for Iona Prep. They're going to have to get a lot of shots on goal today for the Gales in a do-or-die Game 2.
Well, we've been here for about an hour, and we get to see the stands sort of fill up as we go. But one thing I want to point out, I've called a few hockey games myself. The difference between the regular season games and the playoffs are night and day. It's a new regular season. I spoke to some of the players. It's just a completely different energy. You've got the student section for Chaminade showing out tonight. As well, I see a few Iona Gales fans as well. It's a different type of energy. It's a new regular season, more on the line.
Yeah, you really just got to throw everything out the window from the regular season. Again, you mentioned Chaminade 20-2, Iona Prep 19-4. Those records don't matter at all right now. You have to enter every game with the mentality that you're 0-0 and that you just want to win the day, win the game, win each period. It's do or die, especially for the Gales. They've got to get the job done today.
So Iona Prep, obviously state champions last year. Chaminade looking to get to that exact moment. They had lost to Iona Prep. Bad blood between the two teams, whatever it may be. It's certainly a chance for Chaminade to walk away with the victory at home at their home rinks at Caniac, where we are here on this Friday night. As with that buzzer sounding, we are just moments away from the opening puck drop here at Caniac, so we will step aside and come back with you after that.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production.
And in goal, number 30, Nate Pittman. It is the purpose of the Catholic High School Athletic Association to promote the highest standards of fair play and sportsmanship at all times, keeping in mind the Catholic beliefs of our member schools. All coaches, players, and spectators will adhere to the code of conduct as put forth by our laws. Violators of this code, including spectators, are subject to ejection from our game as well as suspension from further games. Please be reminded that this game is being videotaped. At the end of this contest, the players and coaches of both teams will shake hands as the importance that we put sportsmanship on today's game. Please stand for the pregame prayer. Bless the players, may they compete to the best of their abilities in good health and good sportsmanship. Bless the players, referees, parents, students, and all of those who have came to respectfully support them. May you all enjoy the game in the spirit in which it was intended. Please stay standing for the national anthem.
And we are back. Once again, I'm Magnus Healy, joined alongside Roman Brunetti. Game 2 of the CHSHL Finals between the Iona Prep Gales and the Chaminade Flyers. Chaminade ahead in this series 1-0, and they have a chance to win it all at home here at the rinks at Kaniak. The national anthem and pregame prayer are behind us, and we set our sights to the first 15 minutes in period 1 here, Roman. We spoke to both coaches pregame. Let's look at Chaminade. What was one key to the game for them?
Yeah, for them, I think just dominate the time of possession. I think in game 1, Iona certainly did that, and it was evidenced by their 40 shots on goal, 39 of which were saved by Nate Pittman in a superb effort. But I think if you're Chaminade, you want to dominate the time of possession. You want to hold the puck in your offensive zone for as long as possible, get as many shots on net as possible, challenge Chase Turnbull, and put yourself in a good position to win this game.
And on the other side for Iona Prep, we spoke to the head coach. Obviously, a 3-1 loss in game 1 could be a little bit demoralizing to the team morale. But what do they need to do to bounce back?
Quell their emotions. First off, they're coming into a tough road environment. There's a lot of students here for Chaminade. They're going to make things a little bit tougher for Iona Prep. So it starts in the mind. Quell your emotions, and then second off, just play your game and bend, don't break. We spoke to head coach Mike Cambria before the game. That was his final words to his team: bend, don't break. Just leave it all out there and try and get the dub for your team.
And with that being said, we are conjoined here at the center of the ice Sticks banging, puck waiting to be dropped at the center for Chaminade, Maximus Wood. And they will lose the faceoff. Iona Prep corrals it with Joseph Doria, the senior defenseman. And down the left side we go. To the far right corner near the Chaminade defensive zone, corralled in by some Chaminade defensemen, tipped into the neutral zone. Across the blue line they go, led by Katagas. Katagas loses it briefly, rebounded by Wood in the far corner. Around the Iona Prep net we go. Near boards now, batted down by Benino, trying to find an opening. Wraps around from the near corner behind the net. Centering bid, but defended by a member of the Gales.
And Magnus, I think it's going to be crucial for Chaminade to get on its feet a little bit here in this first period. They gave up a goal to Iona Prep in game 1, just a minute and 21 in. They don't want to repeat that again.
Try to control the pace of play as we see senior Mikey Johnson on the ice. As the student section gets a little excited, a centering bid cannot find Barons, who 2 goals, obviously in game 1, a wraparound try, no good again. Iona finally trying to look for a clear here. They can't get it as it's in the far corner with the senior Barons. Patron now, who we had mentioned, he was injured to start the season. He's a huge guy to have back as a feed to Johnson gets intercepted by Alessi. Now in the neutral zone from Kerr. Far side Johnson. Johnson shot through traffic, couldn't get through. Iona looking for another clear and they will get it now. Far side, Hannah. Now gets it across to Haggerty in the neutral zone. Across the ice to his teammate now, Heffernan. Heffernan around the net. Looking for opportunities, 13-16 to go. Still knotted up at 0 as a shot off the chest of Peter McAdams. Johnson in the neutral zone, 3-on-1. Shot rattles wide. Tries to rebound it, but unsuccessful.
Mikey Johnson's going to be a guy for Iona Prep to keep its eye on. Led the team in goals for Chaminade. He's been outstanding all year long.
Some fighting, looking for the puck, jarring behind the net. Turnbull remains on poise, is now in the near corner it is for Lombardo. Shot from Johnson high, 12:41 to go. Left point, rattles through. Again, good defense from Iona Prep as this one goes towards the net, but an icing is called. Shots, they're putting a lot of traffic in front of the net to try to make the job for Turnbull a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely, and Chaminade, this has been a great start. It's been a couple long defensive possessions for the Iona Prep D. That's something Chaminade wants to do. They want to tire out these Gale defenders early, and Mikey Johnson's had a flurry of chances early on. Hasn't been able to find the back of the cage just yet, but a great start for the Chaminade offense.
As you want to get him going as early as you can, as now Spaziani down the ice with speed, tries to dangle through some Chaminade defenders. Good defense on the back check. I believe that was Stephen Katagas, the senior. Still in the Chaminade defensive zone, handled by Caracappa, but he loses it quickly. Now on the far side for Chaminade, Butler. Near side Gales, 12:06 to go in the first period. Cross sheet pass, corralled in by Spaziani. Remains in the neutral zone. Dump through off the near boards. Benoit has it for the Flyers. Far side cutaback, neutral zone. Flyers dump it back into their defensive zone. To the left of Pittman in net. Around the ice we go, neutral zone. Check into the boards for the Flyers. Right along the Flyers bench, is now behind Pittman in his own net. Near side Butler. Through the neutral zone, 11:30, still knotted up at 0. Not a shot on goal yet for the Gales. Just past the red line, this dumps into the Chaminade defensive zone. As a big hit came on the backside in the neutral zone, and now Chaminade maybe a little bit of momentum, but it's quickly thwarted, and another big hit into the boards, that time from Kevin Benino.
And Magnus, this is going to be a very physical game. Two teams that do not like each other. They're going to lay some wood here today.
Certainly we'll hear a lot of banging on the boards as a shot is thwarted on the forecheck from the Flyers. Now down the ice goes Chet Wakey. Wakey wide, rattles it off the net, tries to go back and get it out, is in front of the crease. He won't get it, far corner now, off the boards. Flyers looking for a chance. Around the net behind Turnbull. Iona Prep with a clear finally in the neutral zone, far side now. Collins turns, flips it back to the point. Now towards the blue line, still in the Chaminade defensive zone, but now in transition they go. Led by Butler around the net. Far side met by Iona, and another attempt on a big hit from McAdams, as evading it there was Heffernan. Towards the net, Pittman puts his body on the line, gets in front of it. 10:09 to go. A shot for Iona, a save from Pittman, and a good clear on the back end from McAdams. Another shot down the net, another save from Pittman. Far corner now. It's pinched in, trying to jar it loose. Another big hit into the boards, and this opens up an opportunity for Chaminade. Down the ice goes Wood, and they collide in the neutral zone. A physical game, you said, Roman, and we're seeing it at all levels right now as Cadigas gets hit in the far corner.
Magnus, this is going to be a war of attrition, a battle of who's going to outlast the other.
Shot off the chest of McAdams, that time coming from Heffernan, who's been a big chance for Iona on the offensive side. Near corner now, everyone's pinned in, 9:28 to go, and we see our first whistle. A penalty cross-checking. I believe it'll be the Flyers, but I will wait for confirmation on that. So 9:27 to go, we see our first penalty of the night. It'll be on number 18 for the Flyers. That's Andrew Kerr. So a power play coming for the Gales. They have 3 shots on goal, the Chaminade's 1.
And special teams is going to be huge for Iona. The go-ahead goal that Chaminade scored, that was Chet Winky who did the honors. He was actually short-handed. Iona Prep blew an opportunity, and Chaminade took advantage. The Gales have to be stronger on their special teams today.
This is your chance to take these 2 minutes and try to build some momentum on this power play. Now controlled by Iona in their defensive zone behind the net. With it now is Leahy. Neutral zone, far side, goes around the net. Pittman tries to corral it, elects to go back to the net. Top point, Johnson plays some good defense. Bounces off the far boards to Collins. Collins, far corner, centering bid. Dishes it back. Back to the blue line. Leahy, shot, save from Pittman, and they'll stop the clock. And a little bit of jawing after the fact. That's something we'll see a lot tonight, Roman. Physicality.
Yeah, again, it's going to be a battle of who wants it more, a battle of who's going to be able to outlast the other. It's going to be such a physical game. These guys are going to be banged up afterwards. It's going to be a battle of who can just withstand the other.
Ozone face-off for the Gales. One shot rips off the chest of Pittman. Sent back down low behind the net, corralled in by Lester for the Gales. Back to the tip for Leahy. Shot through traffic, up in the air, batted down by the Flyers. Still to the point for Leahy now in the neutral zone, pressured by Johnson. Able to sauce it across the ice. Still in the neutral zone, good defense from Johnson, great stick lift, as now he pins it in the far boards. Over top now, chance for Chaminade with Patron. One-on-one, slows down, feed to Johnson, shot, and he scores! Patron to Johnson, they connect, and it's 1-0 Flyers.
They do it again shorthanded, and a tremendous job by Mikey Johnson on both sides. Defense, he gets the rush started, and Jack Patron's got an opportunity, elects to give it up to the trailing Johnson. No one picks it up, and that's dangerous, and he buries it. And the Gales, once again, unable to convert on the power play. They still got 49 seconds to even this one up, but 2 straight games for the Flyers with a shorthanded goal in the finals. That cannot happen if you're Iona Prep.
It's a huge momentum builder for the Flyers. That was a great job in transition. That's the leadership that we see from Patron. Don't play selfish. Stop short, see the feed to Johnson there, and elects to end up in the goal as well, as now Iona looks to bounce back quickly. Far corner with the freshman that they had pulled up, Ryan Nates, number 15.
And Nates was the one who got the scoring started in game 1.
It's a big role as a freshman, getting pulled up for the championship and filling that big of a position and having that much of an impact. Is now behind the net we go. Good defense from McAdams. Far tip from Malari, sends it down low, no stick now. Defense on Hanna, just pushing and shoving are they now with Cutterback, one of the better defenders for this Chaminade squad. Far corner, they're behind Pittman, trying a wraparound attempt. They feed it to the blue line, one-timer, he whiffs on it, was Maldari.
And Chaminade's at even strength.
As the power play had ended, as you mentioned there, Roman, as now McAdams trying to flip it out of the zone. Chaminade needs a break, they do get it, as now down the ice they go. Butler trying to get something as they're behind the net, behind Turnbull. 1 goal on him thus far tonight. Benoit with an opportunity on the far side, stops short as he'll hit the deck. Fed off the near boards to the stick of Bonino, shot. Rebounded again by Benoit. Dumps it across, knocked down by Bonino. 6:39 to go, 1-0 Flyers lead. Puck up in the air, through the neutral zone, whiffing on it was Caballero. As now an opportunity for Iona, and almost missed the save attempt from Pittman. He got lucky, but he'll end up with the save regardless. Got a little too aggressive and missed on the initial puck.
Yeah, he sure did. Liam Collins was coming in with a full head of steam, and Pittman, he went to cover it up and actually just flat out missed it. And the Gales had an opportunity. Rogan Lester was trailing behind the play, and a one-time chance right down the middle of the ice. He shot it right at Pittman, and that's an easy save for the senior goaltender.
A lucky break for the Flyers. That's a good job from Pittman to keep his composure with an initial error, but to stay locked in on the play as it's pinned in on the far boards. And they send it around the aforementioned Pittman. 6:17 to go, Flyers lead 1-0.
And in a game like this, Magnus, it's all about minimizing those small mistakes.
A game of inches it is, as now Flyers go in transition. Ozone, shot, pad, save from Turnbull. Now they go around the net. Dangerous move from the Gales, but it'll suffice for now as they go through the neutral zone. Cross the red line, now an opportunity, led by Collins. Collins looking to get on Pittman, but a good forecheck from Chaminade defender. I believe that was Kevin Bonino.
Yeah, it's a great job. Collins has been everywhere in the O-zone for Iona Prep as play stopped. Looked like we might be getting another penalty on Chaminade. But Collins has been everywhere for Iona Prep. Bonino did a great job to turn him inside and make that shot difficult.
I believe that'll be Jack Patron heading to the box. A roughing, if I had to guess. He checked Collins into the far boards there. You're going to see a lot of that tonight, Roman. It's not out of the ordinary. They don't like each other. It's as simple as that. Chaminade has not gotten the best of Iona in past years, and this is their year as the power play O-zone face-off for the Gales.
And Iona, you're already 0 for 1 on the power plays, giving up a shorthanded goal. Got to get back here.
It starts with them losing the face-off now. Momentum. Cole Lombardo, the junior. Cross feed to DePaulo. Shot rattles wide. Gales need a clear now.
That was nearly 2 for 2 on shorthanded goals. And Cole Lombardo, first game of the season, was banged up during football season. Hasn't played all year on the hockey team, but he comes back. He's a major player for this Flyers team.
One thing I want to note, Roman, Iona actually behind their net, Leahy decided to hold the puck, as you'll see him do now, try to burn off some time, give Chaminade as little time possible to collect on those goals. As we have 5 minutes to go in the first period, 1:19 on the power play. Down the left side they go, led by Heffernan. Heffernan around the net, far corner. Tries to keep it himself. Good defense, though, from Butler. Blue line, shot through traffic, won't connect with Spaziani. Near side Leahy. Point for Leahy, shot through traffic, pad save from Pittman. Still in the near boards though. In now with Hanna. Hanna through the slot, shot, glove save from Pittman. And Nathaniel Pittman continues to be a brick wall.
Yeah, great concentration from Pittman. But I really want to highlight the Chaminade defensemen. They've been tremendous on getting just bodies on the pucks and knocking it off its course, making it easier for their goaltender. Doesn't have to face as many shots coming right at him. They've been taking the blunt of the force so far.
O-zone face-off for the Gales. 50 seconds still remain in their power play at the left side zone here. Can they win it? They try to dump it into the slot early. Chance, but good defense from the Flyers off the rip with Bonino pinning it in on the near corner. 2 Gales on him, pinning it in with his skate. 4:19 to go, 38 to go in the power play, juicing time as now they'll go. Chaminade tries to get it in transition, but it's poked back in by the Gales. Shot, save from Pittman. It's near the crease, and Iona will knock it in for the score, and they capitalize on the power play. And I believe that'll be number 26, Steven Spaziani, who got that goal in. It seems either one's celebrating, but we'll wait for confirmation.
And there are a ton of guys in front of the net for Iona Prep. Christian Hanna was the guy I had my eye on. And Chaminade, they tried to clear it, and they tried to start another shorthanded rush and got caught out of position. They couldn't clear past the blue line, and Iona had a 4-on-1, it looked like, and for a team that has won 19 games and scored upwards of 120 goals, they're not going to miss many of those.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Gales. They were all around Pittman, but now we're back to 5-on-5 play, and they get right back to it. Collins shot wide. Near corner for Alessi, still with the Gales. 3:54 to go in the first period, knotted up at 1. Near side, boards for Chaminade. Feed through the slot past the stick of Alessi. It'll go to the far side now, and now here the Chaminade Flyers go. Led by Wood on the far side, tries to dump it through, but can't connect with Katagas. So we believe Christian Hanna was the lone goal scorer for the Gales in that situation. A lot of guys were around the net. My apologies, folks at home.
And it was funny, like 3 or 4 of them came towards the bench at the same time. It didn't really seem like any one of them wanted to go first. It was interesting.
I couldn't quite make out. They were all clearly excited, but we pick them out in the end. So that puck did go out of bounds there.
We'll get another look for sure. See, they have a 4-on-1. Just throw the puck at the net, and it looked like it was Hanna there. Found the loose change, wide open net, and he buries it past Pittman.
As we have neutral zone face-off won by the Gales. Dumped towards the near side for Muldari. 3:14 to go, knotted up at 1. Again, you get lucky with rebounds if you could connect with them as a shot towards Pittman through traffic, rattles off some defenders out in front of him. 3:04 to go. Far side headed by Caballero. Behind the net of Pittman they go. Cut it back with it. Sent it down the ice. Couldn't connect with Wakey. Instead it goes to the Gales defenseman. In the neutral zone, good job by DePaulo. He bats it down. DePaulo 3-on-1. Has his teammate Wakey if he needs him. But Alex, now in the behind the net they go. Go the Gales now in control in their defensive zone. Now the neutral zone. Caballero. Far side for the Gales. Feed through the slot. Backhanded shot, save Pittman. Rebound, another try, another save Pittman. As he was peppered from both sides on the Gales. One shot from Haggerty, and he gets post to post.
Yeah, Heffernan had the first chance on a gorgeous feed from Haggerty. Tries to go to the backhand. Pittman says no, but he recovers it. Haggerty's wide open on the other side of the ice. One-timer, but the tremendous reaction time from Pittman to slide back to his right and make the right blocker stop. Just a tremendous job from 30 and White to keep his team level.
It'll be an O-zone face-off for the Gales. Shot wide of the net for Pittman. Gales connect, keeping it in. They send another one towards the net. Good defense from Chaminade as Johnson gets his stick involved there, the cross. Towards the crease through the slot. Chaminade needs a clear. 1:51 to go in this first period. Barons keeps it in for Chaminade. Patron now. This is their senior line. Johnson now on the far side. 1:40 to go. He's outnumbered, and it shows there as the Gales get a quick clear. Leahy got his stick in. We see Bonino to Patron. Patron sends one towards the net, but an easy stick save for Turnbull, who since that first goal, Roman, has been pretty quiet tonight, not a lot of pressure.
Yeah, the first few minutes, Chaminade really dominated in the offensive zone, as here's a chance that they could not convert on the other side. In recent minutes, it's been the Gales who have taken control.
As now down the ice, the Gales go. Wrapping wide shot, glove save. And now Flyers need a quick clear shot coming from Scott Alessi, the junior forward. Last minute of play in the first period, near boards, now through the neutral zone, led by Johnson. Got Barons to his right. McAdams behind him, and it's cleared by the Gales. Far side Collins, dishes to Alessi. Alessi shot, and a save from Pittman. Glove save, that'll stop the clock with 42.8 seconds to go.
And the final minutes of these periods are going to be so crucial for both sides. Obviously, you want to get some pucks on net, create a sustained offense possession, but you do not want to give up a goal defensively in the final minute of these periods. That would be such a backbreaker to carry into intermission.
your best chance is going back in tied as a pad save from Pittman. Traffic in front of the net, but a good clear from the Flyers. Benoit with it on the far side, now in the neutral zone, headed by Papa for the Gales. Near side board. Kerr tries to clear it for the Flyers. Ends up back down in the near corner for the Gales. Backed up point. Wrister. Pad save from Pittman as it rattles to the far side. 13 seconds. Far point. Heffernan with 9 seconds. Heffernan behind the net with 7. Near boards Maldari with 2. 1. Buzzer sounds, and with that, the end of the first period, 1-1. We are knotted up. Flyers Gales. Game 2 of the CHSHL Finals. Roman, what have you seen this first period?
Yeah, it started a little chippy. The emotions were on display through the first few minutes, and Chaminade, they got that early goal off the shorthand from Mikey Johnson, and they were really getting after it, especially in the offensive zone. A lot of shots, but then Iona settled in. They got a power play goal of their own by Christian Hanna, and now we're level 1-1.
The big thing that I noticed in the dip in Chaminade's momentum was their lack of transitional play. Iona did a great job of ending it in the neutral zone. We saw their one goal. Johnson, Barons to Johnson to connect for that lone goal. It was a great job in transition. Since then, Iona has adjusted, and we haven't seen good transitional play from Chaminade. But with that, the second period awaits us. 15 minutes on the clock. We will step aside as we await the beginning of the second period.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution.
And we're back for the second period of action. Opening face-off won by John DiPaolo, who in the semifinals did not lose a single face-off. Early shot from the Gales from Hanna. Only goal scorer for them thus far, rattles high. Sent down low by Wood.
And Magnus, 16 shots on goal for Iona Prep, just 4 for Chaminade. The Flyers have to do a better job sustaining some time in the offensive zone and getting more pucks on net.
As Bonino dishes it to DiPaolo in the neutral zone, but quickly taken away by the Gales. Down the ice they go. Heffernan, who has been everywhere for the Gales, takes it behind the net of Pittman, tries a feed through the slot, and a pad save. Near boards, DiPaolo cross the ice. Intercepted by the Gales. Far side now, Haggerty. Shot wide. 14-11 to go, 1-1 the score. Johnson and Hanna, the lone goal scorers for either side, and a really phenomenal back check from Lester, Rogan Lester, the sophomore. Is now in the defensive zone. Iona goes left to right now. Good clear as Barron's now in the game, the senior. Lester, near corner. Now to Haggerty. Takes it around the net. Wraparound shot, no good. Iona back to the blue line. Cross the ice, Maldari towards the net. Feeder from the point. Can't connect as a pad save easily, as coming flying in for the Flyers was Patron. Knocked 2 sticks out of the Gales' hands, excuse me. Johnson now playing some good defense for the Flyers. And a save from Pittman. And some jawing after the fact, pushing and shoving from either side. Referee is quick to break it up though.
We're going to see more and more of that as this game goes on. As we mentioned before, these two teams do not like each other. A lot of skirmishes in the first 3 games that these teams have played. It gets chippy. These are the 2 top teams in the league. and a championship on the line.
They both want to go up to Buffalo on March 7th. They both want to fight for that state championship. It shows passion, it shows grit from either side, and I think it's also a confidence booster and energy booster for either bench.
Yeah, and you mentioned trying to get to that state title game. Chaminade hasn't been there since 2023. Iona Prep got there last year and lost to St. Joe's Collegiate. So, source of motivation for both of these teams as they enter this game.
As O-Zone face-off for the Gales. They win, but again, Iona's been sending it backwards. They have not been as aggressive. They've been settling down, taking the clock away and being conservative with their moves.
Yeah, Iona looked a little bit off balance to start. Again, Chaminade was dominating the offensive zone, and Iona Prep looked a little slow. They were one step behind the Flyers the first 5 or so minutes, but ever since then, Iona Prep has put their foot on the gas pedal, and Chaminade has had seldom time away from their defensive zone.
As Chaminade wins the face-off in their own defensive zone, but it still finds the way to the Iona Prep defensive zone now, as now we're battling in the neutral zone. Looking to jar it free. L'Esperance now with it on the near boards. Little spin pass past the stick of wood. Behind the net they go. It's handled now by the Gales. Dumps it across. Hits the stick of McAdams on the blue line. McAdams dumps it back to L'Esperance. Now Wood with a chance, but just past his reach. Corralled in by Maldari as a little contact into the far boards. Dish through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass. Alessi on the near side takes it off the far boards. Alessi now full wraparound to the point. One-timer from Maldari, can't connect. Now back behind Pittman, it'll go. McAdams is there to help as well. Kerr. Flyers now, 12:04 to go, tied up at 1. Chance for Iona, and a good job on defense getting involved there was McAdams. Body on the lines. And another blocker save from Pittman on the wrister from Papa, I believe. Now far side Hannah. Quick stop. Pressured by the Flyers defense. Still with Hannah. Feeder. Shot. Pad save. Rebound. And did that go in? I could not see the excitement. It looked like it did not.
Looked like Christian had a wide open net that he just completely missed.
Another opportunity for Iona, but another chance for Pittman. As now Iona controls. Saved by Pittman, rebound out in front. They got to corral it. Someone's got to get on it, and Pittman does to stop the clock. 11:15 to go.
Pittman continues to be impeccable for the Flyers. Iona Prep has just dominated as Hannah hit a wide open net. Pittman out of position, and he just blew the opportunity. And honestly, this Chaminade defense has got to start figuring it out here. Iona Prep has been putting pressure and pressure on Pittman, on the rest of this Flyers defense. And Pittman was tremendous last time out. He's been awesome so far again today, but you gotta wonder how much longer until the magic runs out, because if Iona Prep just keeps peppering him with shots, eventually some of them are gonna go in. Chaminade's gotta get out of their own defensive zone.
We're already at 20 shots on goal for the Gales, Roman, with 11:15 still remaining in the second period. A lot of game left. The freshness, I guess we'll call it, for Pittman could be crucial to this outcome. Keep him rejuvenated, I guess. That's for lack of a better term. And he just keeps getting peppered every single possession. It's going to wear him down.
Yeah, Chaminade needs an established offensive possession. Just give Pittman a break. Chase Turnbull is just lounging back there in his own goal. You got to worry about him possibly losing his focus. But in a 1-1 game with the finals on the line, I'm sure that's not going to happen. But if you're Chaminade, you just got to get out of your defensive zone for a few minutes, give Pittman a break just to refocus himself and get himself together again after such, pressure moments. Iona Prep has just been outstanding in applying pressure and preventing the Flyers from breaking out.
So, Roman, I'm seeing some confusion down here on the ice. They were looking inside the net of the Flyers behind Pittman. Something appeared to be in there. I guess there was some confusion whether it was a puck or not, I don't know. But looks like we'll just be okay. So an O-zone face-off for the Gales, shot off the rip, but good defense from Mikey Johnson. Now Flyers down the ice with numbers. Far side, backhanded feet, Barrett to Johnson, pad save from Turnbull. Back to the point, sent around from Patron. Behind the net, 11 minutes to go in the second period. Barrett, Patron, to Johnson, one-timer high.
For Iona Prep, you cannot lose track of Mikey Johnson. He's just too potent of a player.
Now we go, O'Hara, defenseman, shot from Barons, and he scores! The senior, Timothy Barons, gives the Flyers the lead, 2-1 with 10:40 to go in the second period.
Goes right over to the student section to celebrate, and Tim Barons had a game one to remember with 2 goals, gets the drop off and buries it, low right corner past Turnbull. And Seamus O'Hara, the defenseman, getting it started, notches the assist on that play, and now 3 goals in the final series for Tim Barons, etching his name possibly in the finals MVP category.
This is what we just saw is on full display for what the Flyers do best. It's not on the one-on-one breakaways. It's when you work as a team and you get those feeds. Obviously, we see Barron to Johnson, Patron to Barons. It's worked so well for them, and now a 2-1 Flyers lead.
And again, it's that top senior line that does it again. The highest scoring line that the Flyers have had all season, making magic once again in the finals.
As you saw a big hit on Collins in the near boards, but now the Flyers go down the ice with speed. Johnson now trying to catch up to the puck. No icing, backhanded feed, just past the outstretched stick of Bonino. Now it's in the neutral zone, sent back down from Caballero. Whistle is blown. 10:08 to go in the second period. Roman, we still look 20 shots on goal to 6 for Iona. That is an incredible amount of shots, but only 1 has gone in, and that's just a credit to Pittman once again.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a bit of a quality versus quantity dynamic for these 2 teams. Iona Prep has been getting a ton of shots on goal, and yes, while they've had some gorgeous opportunities that they've let slip through their grasp, it's been a lot of shots that have been simply just directly at Pittman. He hasn't really had to make much of a fancy save. For Chaminade, they've been getting the better shots. Obviously 2 goals, especially 1 shorthanded. They've been creating better opportunities for themselves, and they've been able to finish them off.
Again, a little confusion with what transpired on that last whistle, trying to figure it out. I don't think a penalty will be administered, but a neutral zone faceoff at the center ice. Not quite sure what happened, but the Flyers will win the faceoff as it's sent down by Lombardo. Trying to chase after it, but intercepted by Doria for the Gales as he'll head down the ice. Cross ice pass past the stick of this freshman, Nates. Whistle blown and wholesale line changes for either side.
And now Iona Prep, how do you respond? Season on the line. Can't let your emotions get to you in this situation. You have to stay locked in on the game plan. Just do what you've done all season. 19 wins. They've gotten as high as number 2 in New York State according to myhockeyrankings.com. 13-1 in the league. Just do what you've done all season.
Is now ozone faceoff for the Flyers is defended nicely by the Gales, batted back in the neutral zone. But yeah, Roman, I know we had said the regular season no longer matters, but you still want to keep with your tendencies and your practices throughout the regular season and carry them over as they've had so much success for you.
Yeah, you sure do. You don't want to change your game plan now in the finals. Again, 19 wins. They got to the state final last year. You don't have to change anything drastic. Just do what you do best.
Lombardo feeds Caballero. Near corner, but it ends up on a Gale stick this time with Haggerty. Haggerty through the neutral zone, across the blue line. Haggerty wide. Haggerty around the net. Iona with a chance, but good job on defense from Cutterback for the Flyers. 9:03 to go. Backhanded pass, Caballero to Lombardo. Lombardo far side. He's got Benoit. Benoit with numbers, shot. And a save from Turnbull, and some jawing after the fact.
Another chance there on an odd man rush for Chaminade. You had Cole Lombardo coming down on the right and Grayson Benoit down the left. And Lombardo, the pass a little bit in front of Benoit, had to force him to go to the backhand. I'm sure Benoit would have maybe liked that on the forehand, let loose a wrister. So a missed opportunity there for Chaminade, but again, the odd man rushes have been their bread and butter so far today.
Face-off one. DePaulo loses the face-off. That is the first face-off he's lost in over 16 face-offs that he's had, both at the center ice and in the offensive and defensive zones, which is pretty outstanding for him as well, a feat. 8:33 to go in the second period, 2-1 Flyers lead, pinned in to the right of Pittman, finally jawed out by DePaulo, but met at the point by Moldari. And a big hit from, I believe, Landon Butler of the Flyers as he now meets it in the O-zone. Shot, pad, save. Rebounds it again, sends it across the slot, rattles off the near boards, no one to meet it for the Flyers. As now Andrew Kerr, now back to the defensive zone. Flyers go right to left, trying to meet it, 7:57 to go.
And Magnus, you mentioned John DePaulo, how successful he's been on faceoffs. He's one of the junior leaders for this Flyers team. Wears the A as the one of the 2 alternate captains. Expect to maybe see a C next year.
Indefinitely, him and Chet Wakey have been the 2 outstanding juniors for this squad this year, both actually playing on the same travel team as well, AAA, which is the highest honor you could play in amateur hockey.
Yeah, sure can. Wakey had that shorthanded goal to give the Flyers the lead that they wouldn't relinquish back in game 1. He's been tremendous back to his JV days as well. And Nate Pittman, as strong as a rock wall in net, he continues to wrap up these saves, wrap up these shots. He's been outstanding for the Flyers today.
Flyers win the faceoff in their defensive zone. Good job from Bonino. Now across the near boards, but in transition, won over by Liam Collins. Whiffs on the one-timer, good back check from Johnson. Barron's on the far side, battling with Leahy. Towards the crease with Nates. Now Bonino just gives a little bump to Nates. That's the size of the freshman that is proving to be his disadvantage as much as he is keeping up with the competition.
He is really quick, and that's one of the benefits that he brings to this Iona Prep team. So here's a chance in the middle that they can't convert, but Nates is so fast, sometimes the Flyers can lose track of him.
Johnson to Barons. They've got the big 3. Johnson, shot off the face mask of Turnbull, as it's now still in the offensive zone. Barron's pinned in, got Patron's help. Barron shoves it man to the floor, back to the point, shot from Bonino wide. And a big hit from Bonino into the boards on one of the Gales. I believe it was Heffernan. Yeah, it was Heffernan on the far boards. He's quick to get up though, 6:20 to go, pinned in. Now behind the net they go. Backhanded pass, they send it back around behind Turnbull. A little confused as to why they did that, but possibly a chance for the Flyers, but no, a good clear on the back end for the Gales. But an icing.
Pass a little too far for Christian Hanna. The Flyers have been laying the thunder, though, on some of these Iona Prep skaters. And Bonino had a chance there from the point, and a ricocheted just to the left of Turnbull in net.
If you are Turnbull and you see Barons, Johnson, and Patron coming at you, you start to get a little nervous because that trio, they can do anything together. They really can.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable all season long. They've powered the Flyers to this point, and they've powered them so far through the first 20-some-odd minutes of this game.
And now behind Pittman we go on the Flyers defensive zone. Rattling around on the left-handed circle, but corralled in by Lesperance in the neutral zone. 5:40 to go in the second period. Near boards, Katigas playing defense on Haggerty, who feeds it through the neutral zone. Batted back briefly by Caballero. Slot shot save from Pittman. Shot that time from Heffernan. Now far side for Haggerty. Sends it near the net, but another save for Pittman nonetheless. 23 shots on goal now.
Haggerty, a bit of a snapshot there. Kind of hit the puck a little bit before he shot it. Sure, it's a little bit difficult for Pittman to see that one coming through and to hold on to it, but he does a great job. And again, 23-11 shots on goal in favor of Iona Prep. You got to wonder when and if the dam will be broken.
A brick wall at that. Iona has yet to get the best of him. 2 goals in 2 games is a very, very good job thus far from Pittman, as now we see Iona has it on the far corner with Spaziani. Tries a backhanded feed. Across the net through the slot. Chance for Iona. Pittman's out of the net. It's near the crease, far side for Caracappa. Behind the net. Iona threatening, but very sturdy defense from the Flyers. And they finally get an opportunity to clear. Lombardo in the neutral zone, but loses it to Leahy. Leahy cross ice. Doria. It's up, and that will be out of play.
That's a great job by the Chaminade fourth line to withstand that attack from the Gales. It's Grayson Benoit, Cole Lombardo in there. And this is such a well-rounded team for the Flyers. There's really no drop-off when you go from line 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. All these guys can perform. These guys can go to their public schools and be on the top line. They've come here to Chaminade, be part of a bigger purpose, and they all have contributed throughout the season.
That's the one thing we'll notice is when we were handed the Chaminade line earlier in the game, the difference between your first line and your fourth line is very minute. And that's just, as you had mentioned, the competition and the level of play we see.
Yeah, just taking a look at this Chaminade fourth line. Cole Lombardo, you mentioned he hasn't really played much at all this season as the Flyers have a chance in the offensive zone, but he had upwards of 70 points last year on JV.
Wakey at the far point. Chance, he's got the Paulo for help. He's pinned in on the near board. Sorry, Roman. As now behind the net they go.
Going back to my point, Grayson Benoit has played a lot of hockey throughout his high school career. Donovan Butler, senior leader.
Chance for the Gales, save from Pittman. What a job. 2-on-1 they were. Took it wide, and Pittman remains composed.
How many times have we seen Liam Collins coming through with speed and a chance to net one for himself? He's coming down the left side on a 2-on-1, and Pittman up to the task. Great back check as well from Seamus O'Hara to make things difficult for the Gales, but again, that's a chance that you've got to be able to execute in a situation like this.
Ozone face-off for the Gales, taken by Hanna. Again, the only goal scorer we've seen for the Gales thus far. They do win it, but it's pinned in with Benino. Far boards. Benino finally gets it. They got to get it out, scream one of the Flyers' coach. Shot rattles wide past the right side of Pittman. Now near corner, and it's finally cleared by the Flyers. And an icing is called. 3:17 to go, 2-1 Flyers lead.
Chance here for Iona Prep to put some shots at Pittman, try and find the back of the net. 3:17 left in the second period. It's going to be a huge 3:17 for both of these teams. And Iona Prep chasing a goal, their season on the line. You've got to remember that. You've got to leave it all out there on the ice if you're a Gale.
Haggerty. Around. Caballero flips it through, but quickly intercepted by one of the Gales. I'm trying to make out that number, I believe. We got Caracappa. As now far side, Barons, he takes a hit, but he stays on his feet, and that gets the student section excited. Is now Patron to Johnson, and now here come the big three. Patron, Barons only, though. Or excuse me, Johnson, Barons. Johnson's near side. A huge hit from Johnson. And that gets everyone in this rinks here excited here at Kaniak. But now quickly go the Gales in transition. Chaminade down a man, stick save from Pittman. Now they go. Too far for Johnson to reach. It'll coast towards the net, taken around by Haggerty. Or excuse me, Doria it is. Rattles off the near boards, taken and corralled in by Cutterback.
Well, Billy Haggerty's got to be a guy that steps up for Iona Prep. One of the senior leaders for this team has been held relatively quiet today. That can't be much longer for the Gales.
Got to get a little spark of momentum to keep yourselves going. L'Esperance now. Chance in the slot, but good defense. Haggerty, stick tap, left point, shot, stick save from Pittman. And now down the Flyers go. L'Esperance through his skates, dangling through defenders, and he will have a penalty awaiting on the Gales.
Great job by L'Esperance to keep playing through the contact and to draw that penalty. And for the final minute and 32 of this second period, and for upwards of 20 seconds to start the third period. Chaminade's going to be on the power play. This is their first power play of the game, and a chance to create a 2-goal lead, which, with the way Nate Pittman's been playing in net, might be all you need if you're Chaminade.
We've got Chaminade's first power play line out with Wakey, DePaulo, and company. I see Peter McAdams out there, as well as Cole Lombardo.
A huge chance for these juniors to make an impact in Game 2 of the finals.
A primarily junior power play, as I think it is an all-junior power play. McAdams at the point. Feeds to Lombardo, shot pad save. Far side for DePaulo now. 1:17 to go, 2-1 Flyers lead. Near corner, feed for Butler. Far point. Butler behind the net, they have Lombardo. Backhanded feed from Wakey, but it's intercepted in the slot by a Gale, and that'll thwart the momentum. Last minute of play, this will take up all of the penalty, or power play, excuse me, for this period. 54 seconds, Chaminade needs to get down the ice quick. Feed to Lombardo, far side. Back to DePaulo. DePaulo to Wakey, but a good job on the stick check from Alessi, excuse me. Now down the ice they go, led by Alessi. Alessi far, 2-on-1. Good forecheck though, still battling, save from Pittman. That'll stop the clock with 34.2 seconds to go.
Great back check there. McAdams was in there alongside Landon Butler. A 1-on-2 for Iona Prep. They'll have an ozone face-off here with 34 seconds left. So a chance to equalize short-handed. You got to be careful you don't fall out of position. Chaminade's got the odd man advantage. Don't want to turn that into an odd man rush.
Now you've got your senior power play with Johnson, Bonino, Patron, Barons. The big three, as we had mentioned throughout this game, is now Barons goes down the ice. Barons far with 26. Peppers it towards the net. Now it's behind Turnbull. Headed by Bonino to Johnson. Johnson, nice backhanded pass. Hits O'Hara at the point towards the net. Barons couldn't get the rebound. 11 seconds to go. And a big hit from Barons on the far corner. Now it's towards Pittman. 2 seconds. 1. Whistle blows, and that'll do it for the second period. A little drawing between Barons and Moldari. Referee gets involved, so this will be the longer of the two intermissions. Roman, I want to take a second. 2-1 Flyers lead. Let's talk about what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, it's been a very physical game. A lot has happened, and the shots on goal advantage, 12 in favor of Iona Prep, 26-14, but it's been quality over quantity for Chaminade. Only 14 shots on net, but they have the 2 goals. They've done a tremendous job in transition, creating some odd man rushes for themselves, and they've been able to find the back of the net against Chase Turnbull, who's been pretty good so far for the Gales. But on the other side, Iona Prep has just been unable to defeat Nate Pittman. He has just been splendid this whole postseason. 15 more minutes, and he and the Flyers could crown themselves champs.
It is a game where in high school hockey, if you give up 2 goals as a goalie, you'll start in most places. In the Catholic League, we see 2 goals might lose you a game, and that's just how a credit to Pittman on the other end, as you had mentioned. It is a game thus far of goalkeepers, and I think it's showing thus far. 15 minutes to go. Chaminade will resume the third period with 28 seconds of a power play. Maybe they can jump out to early momentum. Yeah, I think Chaminade in this third period is just going to be just controlling the puck as long as you can. You want to make sure Iona Prep gets the least amount of chances as possible. 15 more minutes and you can be a champion. You don't want to turn the puck over and put Pittman in a poor chance, a poor position where Iona Prep has the advantage. So Chaminade, you got to be careful with the puck and you just want to hold on to it as long as possible. And also, but don't play passive. Keep the aggressiveness that you've had all game long. With the way Pittman's been playing, with the way the rest of this defense has been playing, one more goal could win it all for you. So with that being said, Roman, 15 minutes on the clock for the third period. 2-1 Flyers lead. Game 2 of the CHSHL finals. We'll be back after this.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
And we are back with a third period of action here on the T&D Sports Network. But Roman, I want to highlight their broadcast schedule for the upcoming spring. We have, obviously tonight, the 27th of February, the hockey finals. Tomorrow we will have the girls basketball semifinals. The March 2nd, we'll have the girls basketball finals. March 3rd, the boys basketball state semifinals. And then throughout April and May, we will be covering boys and girls lacrosse, girls flag football, as well as men's football. An exciting schedule, Roman. We look ahead, 15 minutes on the clock. 2-1, the Flyers will lead. They'll go in with a penalty, or power play, rather, excuse me. Roman, it really doesn't seem like Iona has been doing much wrong, but what do you think they need to do going forward?
Yeah, they really haven't been doing anything wrong from what I've been seeing. It's just been how good the Chaminade defense and Nate Pittman have been at blocking the Gales' shots. But if I'm Iona Prep, you've got 15 minutes for your season here. You got to lay it all out there on the ice. You got to get as many shots on net as you possibly can.
I want to say Pittman's been uncomfortable, but it doesn't seem like that whatsoever. It seems Pittman is composed. He's had some chances where there's been rebounds slurrying off of his pads that have given Iona second chances, but he stayed composed, kept his eye on the puck, and remained the top goalkeeper in the Catholic League.
Yeah, he's faced 66 shots in a game and 2 periods. He's only allowed 2 goals. He stopped 64 of them. That's just remarkable, and you just got to do it for 15 more minutes. And it's not just him, though. It's the rest of the Chaminade defense that has really stepped it up. They've been getting a lot of bodies on pucks, knocking a lot of shots off their course and redirecting them. They just got to keep doing it, pack it inside those circles right near the crease, and make things difficult for these Iona Prep attackers and shooters.
The lone goal that we saw from Iona, again, number 12, Chris Hanna, was a flurry of shots from 4 different guys from the Gales in front of Pittman that kind of, I guess he lost sight of the puck. Those are the opportunities that you have to create. Yeah,
Iona Prep has actually had a lot of chances that they could have put the puck in the back of the net. There were a couple of chances that they just completely missed that they could have tied the game or even gone ahead. Christian Hanna, Billy Haggerty, Liam Collins, Scott Alessi have been at the forefront of those guys who have had the chances. And if you're Iona Prep, you just got to find a way here. 15 more minutes. You just have to do whatever you can here.
Everything on the line now. This is it. You have 15 minutes to determine your season for either side. The energy is higher than it's been in the first 2 periods. Opening faceoff sent back and won by the Flyers to start. They will start on a power play, remember that. 20 seconds to go on that power play.
And remember, Chaminade was swept last year in the finals by Iona Prep, as the Gales have a chance here.
Opportunity, it's pinned in against Pittman's pads. Whistle is blown. I believe the net is out of play, but you were saying, Roman.
Yeah, Iona Prep swept Chaminade 2-0 last year in the finals, so you've got to think that's at the front of the Flyers' mind as we start this third period, a chance to avenge your defeat from last year and win the league title and get to the state title against the team that beat you last year.
You know, we go to Chaminade, we have the opportunity to speak to some of these players before the games, and I spoke to junior Chet Wakey. They're frustrated, they were tired of it. They want to go to the state championship, they want to come out on top, and he said it was just a different level of energy among the guys going into this game.
Yeah, 2023 was the last time they were league champs, and that was when that year the seniors were freshmen, so they were still playing JV, and the juniors hadn't even entered the school yet, so they don't really feel the frustration of 2023, but 2024 they got knocked down in the semifinals against Xavier. A couple now seniors were sophomores on that team. Last year, swept against Iona Prep, now a chance to avenge their defeat.
As a wrister goes off the pad of McAdams early on. He's played phenomenal defense for the Flyers thus far as it rattles off the stick of Johnson to Barons as they transition into the offensive zone. He's pinned in against the boards. They're hitting each other hard as now on the ice. Chance, shot from Johnson and a good save from Turnbull out in front. Open net And a great job from Chase Turnbull.
Chase Turnbull might have just made the stop of the season for Iona Prep, and Mikey Johnson's got to be kicking himself for missing that.
But now they go behind the net, behind Pittman, trying to wrap around Chance, feed through the slot far, and it'll go all the way down off the boards. No icing, obviously. 13-19 to go, 2-1 Flyers lead.
And Magnus, Mikey Johnson was point blank there. Chance to end it, essentially, with the way Pittman's been playing.
Far Haggerty shot just past the glove of Pittman. Is now near boards for Lombardo. Fighting forward in the neutral zone. Hannah does a good job for the Gales, wrapping through the slot. Neutral zone now. Flyers control, bouncing off the far boards past the stick of Butler. Behind the net, 12:46 to go. It could not have been an easier shot there for Johnson. He doesn't miss many of them, but in that case he does. And as you said, that could be the save that saves them their season.
Yeah, Johnson, the leading point getter, the leading goal scorer for the Chaminade team at 19 during the regular season. So another missed opportunity.
Benoit whiffs on the one-timer, but Chaminade retains a chance in the offensive zone with 12:22 to go. Far board, Butler. The older of the two Butlers on this team, brothers. Donovan Butler is the senior, Landon Butler the junior. A hockey family at that. Now Gales controlling the neutral zone. Down the ice goes Heffernan. He's been a force. Heffernan feed through the slot, shot wide. A good chance from the Gales. On that time, Liam Collins. .11:53 to go, goes through the neutral zone under the stick of DePaulo. 11:46 now. Wakey just touches it over to DePaulo. DePaulo rattles it off the far boards. The junior line out now. A big hit, and it looks like Wakey was tangled up there under a Gale's body. As now towards the net, towards Pittman. Behind it, looking for a chance. Wakey now controlling in the far corner. Good to see him up. Came down awkwardly on that collision there.
50-50 battles are going to be huge in this third period. Whoever's going to win more is going to win the game.
And a shot, but a whistle. A shot there from Landon Butler, as we'll see wholesale line changes from either side with 11:06 to go in the third period. 28-17 is the shots on goal ratio. Iona leading that. It's a lot closer than it seems, Roman. It really is.
Yeah, you said it right there. A lot closer than it really seems. It seems like Iona Prep has 50 and Chaminade's got 10, with the way the Gales have just created tons of extended offensive possessions in their O-zone, and Chaminade has struggled to clear the puck.
As Johnson's wrists are off the face-off, rattled wide. As now the Gales in transition, led by Liam Collins. Liam Collins far side, feed, and a good back check on defense from Patron, but another chance for the Gales towards the net. It's near the crease, but cleared by the Flyers with 10:39 to go. Johnson now in the neutral zone. Everyone loses the puck briefly, but Barron's now. Barron's, Johnson, and Patron, that three that we mentioned all the game. Chance for Iona, shot wide, good defense from Cutterback. Patron, front feed to Barron's. Barron's wide shot, nowhere near the net. Rebounded by Johnson on the near boards. Fed from Wood. Gales get the turnover though. Cross ice now to Maldari. Good defense, a little hit into the boards for safe measures. Is now across the ice. Bounces off the far boards for Johnson. 10 minutes to go, 2-1 Flyers lead. Johnson just oversteps his boundaries, tries to feed it through the slot, but good defense. Gales look in transition now, but again, this is what has been really good for the Flyers recently, at least, is their transitional defense on the first stage. As a big hit comes from Bonino on the near boards.
Yeah, their transition defense and their back checking has been phenomenal today, and the Gales have not been able to create any odd man rushes.
As a little miscommunication from Johnson and Cadigas, they couldn't connect on the feet. 9:27 to go. The Flyers doing what you had mentioned at the top as we come out of this intermission. Tick down the clock. Don't be too aggressive, just control it.
Yeah, puck control, and You don't want to get too passive though, but you also don't want to get too aggressive that you put yourself in an awkward position, in a poor position, in a chance where Iona Prep could take advantage.
As that puck rattles out of play into the near stands.
Keep an eye on it, Magnus.
We're in danger zone. Protect you, Roman. Don't worry. I got you. But 9:08 to go. 29-17. The shots on goal ratio remains. It becomes more evident that the Flyers are a little bit in more control, Roman, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. They look calm, cool, and collected despite the big moment. It seems like they've answered the call from what the coaching staff outlined in the pregame and in the intermission. They look like the better team right now. They look ready to finish it off.
I think the energy is there. They've played with the poise, the pace, the energy. It's really unmatched in a playoff hockey game, let alone the finals. As the Ozone face-off won, Wood shot straight off the rip. Pad save, a big hit to the boards, and it results in a score. I lost the puck there for a second. Let's try and identify who knocked that in. I believe it's going to be Richard Lesperance.
Richie Lesperance. Max Wood does a phenomenal job winning the face-off and getting the initial shot on net, wrapping it around. And there's Richie Lesperance just sitting there on that left post. Nobody picks him up. A point-blank opportunity, and he drills it. And Chaminade gets that elusive third goal. And with the way that defense has been playing, that might be all they need.
That was a great job creating opportunities in space. Wood kind of feeds it off the backboard, bounces out to Lesperance, and he gets the opportunity as they go to pressure Pittman off the rip. Pittman, though, loves it, trying to stop the clock, and he does. And again, we jaw after the whistle.
And a key thing to be aware of if you're Chaminade, do not pick up any silly penalties that can allow Iona Prep to go on the power play. Iona Prep, their one goal came on the power play earlier today. You do not want to put yourself in a bad position, allow the Gales to take advantage and get back in this game. Again, this is a very potent offense, 129 goals during the regular season. You cannot give them any extra opportunities.
Play conservative, a shot fired off the rip off of Pittman's pads. 8:46 to go, 3-1 Flyers lead. Pinned in on the near boards. They fight along the Chaminade bench. Flyers looking for a clear. They can get it through the neutral zone. Pass the stick to Paulo. The junior line out now is Wakey with a hit in the neutral zone. Shot, and he scores! Liam Collins brings the Gales within one with 8:27 to go, and Iona is not finished yet.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Gales. Liam Collins has been everywhere today for Iona Prep. 3-on-3, it's just a wrister, and he beats Pittman. Uncharacteristic sight from throughout these playoffs. Just a simple wrist shot, but precision placement from Liam Collins, and Iona gets a crucial goal. It's 3-2, and anything is in play for the Gales.
You mentioned it when we came back from break, Roman. Continue to pepper Pittman, and you will see success. Continue to fire those shots. Eventually, you're going to have an open lane at some point. An opportunity, Kadigas, shot wide. He was 2-on-1, but he had a good opportunity. Good lane is now, it's still in the near corner. 8:09 to go, 3-2 Flyers lead. Met by O'Hara. Towards the net, pad save from Turnbull. It's behind the net, batted down in the air. Kadigas working with another near corner. Pinned in by some Gales. Comes back now, Gales across the blue line, feeds it through the neutral zone. Heffernan now tries the pass just behind the body of Haggerty as he's hitting to the far boards. 7:42 to go. Behind Pittman they go. Flyers just need to control it, drain down that clock, as you had mentioned, Roman.
Again, but you don't want to get too conservative. You don't want to get too passive and allow Iona Prep to steal one, surprise you, and all of a sudden you're looking at a 3-3 game.
Take your opportunities when you're given them, but don't force anything in that sense. As now, in transition, go the Gales. Good little stick lets gain possession from Heffernan behind the net as he takes it back to the point. Tries a feed, but good defense from Patron. They send it down low. It's going to be met on the other end by Kerr. Behind the net, Chaminade just toying with him, and they'll finally go, led by Barons. He's got Patron. He just elects to bounce it towards the net and a save. Easy one at that from Turnbull. And they get a little handsy towards the net.
Wouldn't necessarily say that was easy, Magnus. You never know where that puck may bounce. But Turnbull up to the task, and he's played a pretty solid game. Not as great as Pittman, but he's done his job. He's kept Iona Prep in the game. The Flyers have had a couple chances that they could have found the back of the net and really pulled away, and Turnbull has said no. So great job by the junior, keeping his team in the game and giving him a chance to tie the game.
I think if we look at an outcome, Roman, where Iona pulls away and wins this game, I'm going to look at that save from Turnbull to start the third period as the turning point.
Yeah, and Mikey Johnson again was point blank, and Turnbull denied him.
Has another shot nowhere near the net on the point from McAdams, as now Patron in the near corner. Pinning in a Gale. Down we go now. Intercepted in transition from Barron. He'll just dump it towards the net. 6:33 to go. The Flyers 6 minutes closer to a championship than they were. As now Johnson, point, shot, and he scores! Mikey Johnson! And a 4-2 Flyers lead, precision accuracy, top net.
Yeah, top cheddar from Mikey Johnson, and that's one of the best shots you'll ever see. A tough angle. It's just how about that? Tucks it under the crossbar. Not really much Turnbull can do. Just a ridiculous shot from Mikey Johnson. He had 19 during the regular season. Now his third during the postseason. And what a crucial goal. Yale coaching staff not too pleased. They thought that it hit the crossbar, but the referees say otherwise. And Chaminade, a tremendous job answering back after Iona Prep got that huge goal to stay within it. Now 4-2.
That was, I think, Roman, a palm-sized space between Turnbull's helmet and the net. That was incredible.
Might have been less, honestly.
This precision from Johnson. And that's just the uncertainty as we have some action on the far side. It's going to be a penalty on Iona. I believe, yeah, they are sending Liam Collins to the box. A power play for the Flyers as Collins pleads his innocence to the refs, but they take none of it.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of hand fighting. Looks like we might get one guy from each team in the box. Yes, Tommy Cutterback in there for Chaminade as the two went after it away from the play. So we'll go 4-on-4.
That's a compromise, I think, from the referees. They realized maybe it was more than just an Iona play. They say, okay, we'll make it 4-on-4, as even as you can go.
Looks like it's going to remain 5-on-5. Just the offsetting penalties.
As actually, you are right, Roman. Okay, so I was a little confused there. So it will remain 5-on-5. 6:02 to go, 4-2 Flyers lead. Ozone faceoff for the Gales. As that was a very energetic play from the student section as well. They were getting involved for the Flyers. Ozone faceoff won by the Flyers. They send it down the ice, handed by Butler. It's their junior line. Butler's got DiPaolo and Wakey with him, as well as Lombardo. Shot out of play, 5:45 to go.
I just want to go back to that last play, though. Those are the penalties that you can take in a situation like this. If you're Chaminade, I know it was offsetting penalties, but if you're Chaminade, you can't give Iona Prep a power play down to such a good offense the Gales have. And Iona Prep, you don't want to give Chaminade a power play. You're already down 2 goals and you're under 6 minutes left in the season.
This is it. You've got 2 goals deciding whether you go home or you have a chance to fight back at home.
Magnus, a consideration at hand. Gotta wonder when Iona Prep might consider to pull the goaltender. And 5.5 minutes left, you're down 2 goals. It's a much different situation if you were down just 1. You could wait a little longer. Now you're down 2 goals. You might want to get that extra attacker on a little earlier.
Penalty on Wakey. Cross-checking. So now we will have a power play opportunity for Gale, the Iona Prep Gales now, and this is the opportunity, Roman, if you are Iona, that you were looking for.
Yeah, that's exactly what you could not do if you're Chaminade. Again, up with 5.5 minutes left, up 2, and you're a champion. You can't commit any silly penalties that give Iona Prep any kind of advantage.
Johnson in the neutral zone, controlling for the Flyers. He's got a 2-on-1, taking it wide, stops short, survey, wraps around, backhanded pass. It'll serve around the net, 5:19 to go, 4-2, Flyers lead on the power play, 1:43 to go. Neutral zone, Iona controls, led by Alessi. And a big hit into the boards from Bonino sends Alessi to the sheet, and momentum Flyers. Pittman getting his stick involved, chance for Iona thwarted. Opportunity on the rebound, Johnson needs to clear it now. He gets it to Patron, far side. Patron looking for the feed to Johnson. Peppers it, but it's off the stick of Lester.
It's a little too far on the pass from Patron to Johnson.
Now Lester far side. Stops it in the corner, surveying, dangling through, and Johnson turns it over. Johnson to Patron. They work 2-on-1. Tries to feed it through. Good save from Turnbull. Gets his pad involved there. Whistle is blown. 4:25 to go. And to me, Roman, it seems like these last 5 minutes are ticking by an eternity.
Yeah, Chaminade has done a tremendous job of just controlling the puck and winning the time of possession battle in this third period and creating even some shorthanded opportunities here late. Another opportunity gone by the wayside for Patron and Johnson. But even at this point in the game, I'm not necessarily sure if you even need to really do any more kind of shorthanded rushes. Just maybe dump the puck in, make Iona Prep go chase it, and just reset yourself in your defensive zone.
As down the near side, wrap around, tries to feed it through the slot. Good save from Pittman as he'll try to clear it now. Back down, Iona's defensive zone now as Turnbull decides to not take the icing and stop the clock. He keeps it in play with a little tap. 3:50 to go. Iona now in transition, across the blue line, intercepted by Lombardo, but puck rattles out, and they'll have an opportunity. Offsides on Iona. So we see the initial 2 men that were involved in the scuffle out of the power play. Chet Wakey still remains in the box for 7 more seconds.
And again, now 3:40 left. I'd really start considering pulling Turnbull if I'm Iona Prep. Again, it's not like you're down 1, you're down 2 here. You've got to get 2 goals. So I think you got to get that extra attacker on as soon as possible.
You, at this point, I think if you surrender 1 more goal, you know it's over. So, again, Roman, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's high risk, high reward.
You said it, nothing to lose. Might as well just go for it here.
Chaminade just not really on the offensive per se, just clear it when they can. Let them get to their defensive zone and play a good little wall of perimeter defense.
But this pressure that Chaminade's putting on is preventing Iona Prep from being able to pull Turnbull.
3:16 to go. Icing. So now, is this the break where you take the opportunity? Who would you put out on the ice? You have such a well-rounded team.
You got to put whoever you have, the best attacker. You've got to keep some of these guys like Haggerty, Alessi, Collins. They have to remain on the ice as long as possible. Thomas Caracappa is maybe a guy you want to get on the ice a little bit more as well. Will Leahy, I know he's a defenseman, but he can shoot the puck for a defenseman.
Yeah, he's been Pepper and Pittman tonight. I noticed that as well.
But defensive zone faceoff for Iona Prep, and again, more time that you have to wait to pull Turnbull until you get the puck out of there and really out of the neutral zone into Chaminade's defensive zone.
Ozone face-off, rattles in the point, trying to get a clear, or the Gales, desperation, just ticking under 3 minutes to go.
And I mentioned at the beginning of the period that Chaminade just needs puck control, and they have certainly done that and more in this third period. Just an outstanding job.
Yeah. Opportunity now, near side, L'Esperance. Good defense though, but Wood keeps it in play. Wood through the slot, shot from Cadigas wide. Far side, kept in play by O'Hara. Fed back in, 2:36 to go, and a little pushing and shoving on the far end. L'Esperance letting Iona Prep know he's here.
Boy, Magnus, if Cadigas was able to net that one, that would have been the icing on the cake for the Flyers.
Shot wide from Pittman, and now, if he's not out of the net now, I don't think he will be at any point. Because it's do or die. You're down 2.
Yeah, 2:15 left, and Turnbull's still in his net.
Turnover, chance, backhanded shot, and a great save from Turnbull. Lesperan's almost got his second of the night, and now 2:03 to go. We shade under 2. Turnbull's still in there.
He's at the top of the crease. He's like inching to get out.
I think he's kind of looking towards his bench. What am I doing here? I think this is Iona's white flag in this situation. It seems, but they're fighting Patron into the board. Still physical. Johnson comes with help. 1:42 to go.
I mean, I'm completely baffled that they have not pulled Turnbull. I'm stunned. Your season's on the line here.
I think Turnbull is too. They're in their defensive zone and he's standing upright. I think this is a little shocking to him. Shot wide, 1:25 to go. Your season's on the line, you're down 2.
Even now they can pull him.
Yeah. I saw a few players point. Yeah, they're telling him to come now, so he'll come out. We'll wait to see who's on the ice. They're around the net, and a save from Pittman keeps them alive, and I think that is going to do it. They took Turnbull out. I see Collins coming onto the ice. So now we've got 1:12. This is your only push if you're Iona. Doing some, I believe we see Haggerty. We got a timeout here.
We got a timeout on the ice.
Timeout on Iona. So they'll talk things over, but I saw briefly Collins, Haggerty, and Hannah for sure. I'll wait to see the next 5 coming in for Iona.
It's got to be their 5 best attackers at this point. 1:12 left. Season on the line. But again, Magnus, I'm just stunned that Iona Prep didn't pull Chase Turnbull earlier. You're down 2 goals. I would have pulled them with maybe 3 or heck even more 4 minutes left.
It's a confusing decision. Obviously, they coach hockey and we don't. There's a reason we're on the mic.
I'm not a hockey savant, but I feel like I've watched enough NHL, I've watched enough Rangers where I could feel like, hey, playoffs, they normally pull the goalies earlier in the playoffs anyway. So I was really surprised that they waited until 1:15 to pull him.
It really puzzles us, Roman. We'll never know, obviously, but you look, 2-goal lead. You need to get 1 back to make yourself close in this game. I think maybe the head coach was waiting to get that 1 off of just straight 5-on-5 play, but it's difficult to get that with a guy like Pittman in the net.
Yeah, and just, again, I sound like a broken record today, but with the way the Chaminade defense has been playing, Benito, O'Hara, Kerr, Caballero, these guys have been tremendous for the Flyers, and they haven't skipped a beat all night.
1:12, the Flyers push for their first championship in 3 years. Can they capitalize and finish? Near corner, Gales possess. 1:03 to go, and we tick under a minute for the first time in the 3rd period. Out towards the slot. Chance, wrister rattles wide from Haggerty. 54 seconds. Chaminade lockdown defense, empty net once again for the Gales. Chaminade needs 1 clear, and they'll get it now down the ice. This is dangerous, but a good job in transition from Doria. 42 seconds. Behind the net of Pittman, 39 seconds. They continue. Pressure non-stop. Neutral zone, 28 seconds. The student section starts to get excited. A penalty coming. We await to see on who. There's a collision in the near corner between DePaulo, and I think DePaulo will be going to the box. It appears that way. So with 25 seconds, Roman, I don't know what it really means to them.
Flyers are just itching to get on the ice and celebrate. Fortunately, DePaulo's going to have to finish the game in the box.
Yeah.
But just a tremendous, well-rounded effort from the Flyers from start to finish. For a time in the first and second periods, Iona Prep looked like they had their hands all over this game with the way they were, getting pucks on net, with the way they had the puck. They were just dominating the TOP. But Chaminade answered the call in the 3rd. They got a couple big goals, and they are going to be champions. First time since 2023 when they defeated St. Anthony's.
It is tough. You looked at the entirety of this first period. We thought they had it, but again, we go. And it's on Iona. So again, Flyers possession. Still talking things over. 21.8 seconds now. They're just 1 second closer to a championship.
And just been a phenomenal season from start to finish for the Flyers. And
they're
won.
jawing now.
And you don't need this late in the game.
It's frustration on the Gales side. It's adrenaline on the Flyers side. It never kind of mixes well.
Yeah, you just got to separate the players. But going back to what I was saying before, Chaminade has just been amazing from start to finish. Beginning of November, now to the end of February and into March, as they'll be heading to the state championship on March 7th in Buffalo. But they've won 17 of their last 18, can make it 18 of their last 19. That only loss came to Iona back on January 30th here at Caniac, but they have just been a force to be reckoned with from November to February, and it's going to culminate in a state final appearance against a tough team from Buffalo.
7th championship for the Flyers. All you're doing in that situation for Iona is fueling the fire that is this Flyers student section and as well the team. They have the momentum. You're up 2. Like, there's no need for it, especially in a hockey game like this. We're at the high school level. Let's relax a little.
Yeah, I understand. There were some post-game antics after the final regular season match that I just referenced back on January 30th, but just really wave the white flag at this point. The game is over. Don't do anything stupid.
18 seconds now, Ozone for the Gales, 14. Flyers will stall now 10 as the clock ticks down, 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and with that buzzer, for the first time in 3 years, the Flyers can crown themselves CSHHL champions, and they will head to a state tournament appearance for the 4th time and their 7th championship in team history, Roman.
And it's fitting that it ends with a dog pile on Nate Pittman with the way that he's played these playoffs. He faced 72 shots in the final 2 games, and he stopped 70 of them. Excuse me, 69. Couldn't do my math there for a second, but just an outstanding job from this whole Flyers team. They go celebrate with their fans, parents, and fellow students. But a job well done and a victory well earned for the Crimson and Gold.
Absolutely incredible game, Roman. Excitement from the first period to the very end. Players were on their, I was on my seat and I'm standing, Roman. It was truly incredible. It was a great matchup. It was competitive. We knew both these teams were well matched, and now, obviously, unfortunately for the Iona Prep Gales, their season comes to an end. You look ahead for the Flyers in Buffalo March 7th for possibly a state championship.
Yeah, and whoever they may play from Buffalo is going to be a tough task, but Flyers are ready. They're built for this now. 21-2. That is no joke. This team is for real. This is one of the best teams Chaminade has had in recent memory.
This is their most legit roster in recent history. And then we spoke to Coach Macias, and he said, from top to bottom, goalie, defenders, forwards, chemistry, everything that they have is so well-rounded, and they've done perfect together. And they think that's the reason for their success.
Yeah, this team is just built to win, and they have done it all season long, and they have the tools to go up to Buffalo on March 7th and win again. We're not sure who they're going to play. Obviously, St. Joe's Collegiate is the #1 team in the state. That's who won the state championship last year against the same Iona Prep Gales. But whoever they may play from Buffalo is going to be in for a real dogfight, because these Flyers know how to play the game of hockey well, and they know how to win.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a fantastic matchup when we get there. Obviously, the Flyers will want to soak in this moment and enjoy it as a team. I don't know what else there is to say about this game, Roman. It was fantastic from top to bottom, competitive on all levels. We thank you for joining us here on this Friday night. Once again, I'm Magnus Healy. This was Roman Brunetti. We thank you on behalf of everyone from the T&D Sports Network. Wish you a safe night, and congratulations to the Flyers.